One of the best ways you can actually improve on your filmmaking, and it's also one of the best accessories you can actually get when you actually are a filmmaker, is actually rigging up your camera. The first reason why I actually think you should rig up your own camera is because of more stability. Having a camera cage and also a top handle and a side handle just makes life so much easier when you actually are shooting. You get so much more stability rather than just holding your camera normally handheld, because you get so many different jitters as well when you actually are moving. If you actually have a top handle, you can have another point of contact there. If you got your side handle, you can get another point of contact there. And if you actually tuck it into your body, you can actually get some really smooth shots. And then moving on to reason number 2 why I think you should rig up your camera is obviously mounting so many different accessories. Now obviously with your actual own camera itself, you've got one hot shoe mount and that's it. So you can either add like a flash to that, you can either add, like I said, a top handle anyway, and then obviously because this has got a hot shoe, it's technically one, so you can add a camera monitor, you can add your microphone, and that's it. But if you actually want to mount your microphone onto your actual camera, but you also want to mount other things to it as well, then obviously you can't, because there's only one hot shoe mount. But with obviously using a camera cage, there's so many different screws. So you've got the screws for the top handle as well, so you can screw this in, get it really secure. Like I mentioned earlier, you've got 5 different points to actually mount different accessories, because there's 5 hot shoe mounts. So you can add your microphone on there, or you can add your camera monitor on there. And then obviously as well, if you've got a side handle as well, this one don't actually have a cold shoe mount at the top, but it has got screws, so you can actually get one as well and put it on there. And then on this side handle, you can actually mount up your light. So there's so many different ways you can actually mount up different accessories. And obviously if you're actually going more in depth and actually spend more money on your camera rig as well, you can get these rods at the bottom, and then that's when you can actually put like a follow focus on as well, so you can get really nice manual focus. On the back as well, you can add an external battery as well. And also if you've got all these camera cages, top handles, side handles, accessories, and also the external battery and also the follow focus, and then you can also get like a matte box as well. So there's so many different ways you can actually mount up your accessories. Obviously that adds more weight to it as well, and that actually might sound like a bad thing, because obviously you don't want things to be too heavy. But going on to the first point with more stability, the more heavy your camera actually is, so the more weight that's actually on it, the more control you have over it and the more stable it will actually be. Reason number 3 why I think you should rig up your camera anyway, and this is not even if you actually want to add all the accessories on, if you just put the camera cage on the camera, is that it's going to protect the camera. If you're going to drop your camera, you're going to rather drop your camera with a camera cage on, so the camera cage actually takes more of a beating than the camera itself, because obviously it's metal, it's not going to break or anything like that. And even if it does like break the camera cage itself, it's going to be way more cheaper to actually replace a camera cage over obviously your camera body. So by having a camera cage, it really does protect your camera like a tank. Right then, so reason number 4 why I actually think you should rig up your camera is because at the end of the day, it just looks sick. It looks so good, it looks so cool, and it just looks way more professional. If you turn up to a shoot with just your camera, your mirrorless camera in your hand with like a mic on top, versus someone coming with a camera cage and you've got your side handle and a top handle, and you've got a camera monitor, and you've got your microphone on there, you've got a follow focus, you've got a matte box, you've got an external battery, it just looks more professional as well. Even if the other guy obviously knows what he's doing way more than the person with the camera rig, if you're like turning up to a shoot and you just have a camera rig all rigged up, you're just going to look way more professional, and it just looks so much better in general anyway. Well, so the 5th reason why I think you should rig up your camera anyway is because of cost as well. Obviously it's a lot cheaper, I think, to actually rig up your camera by a gimbal. So for example, the RSC Pro Combo Edition is like nearly £1,000, and that's a lot of money. Not someone has all that money to splash out on a gimbal, whereas someone might have like 20 quid, 30 quid here to get a side handle, and then like the next week or month might spend another 30 quid to get a top handle, and then they can slowly build up their camera rig as time goes on. And then with each different like purchase, like a side handle or a top handle, each time it's going to get better, so you're going to get more stable shots. Obviously you've got more mounts to mount your accessories as well, but obviously a camera rig looks more professional and it's just way more stable anyway, so it's going to be even better to go handheld with a camera rig anyway, even if you don't want to use a gimbal. So if you can't afford a gimbal, but you can slowly build up this is another reason why you should get a camera rig, because it's just really good for filmmaking. And then also as well, if you actually want a handheld version shot instead of smooth gimbal shots all the time, a camera rig's just great for so many different things, like all these reasons I mentioned. So anyway, that's the end of the video. That's 5 reasons why I think you should actually pick up a camera rig yourself, or not pick up certain aspects to build your own camera rig, because at the end of the day, it's also really fun building it as well. So that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy, hit that like button and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future, and I'll see you guys on the next video. See you later.